How's it going, everybody? Blades for here, and today we're going to be going over the Black Clover mobile trailer here. Now, inside of this video, guys, as well being the first video, we're going to be going ahead and breaking it down after we fully watch the trailer, because there's a lot of things that I managed to catch here. So for new info that I managed to catch over rewatching this a couple times, as well as stylistic things as well, that I don't think everyone has also ended up catching as well here. So if you guys are interested in that, sit back, relax, and enjoy the video. But let's go ahead and go straight through the trailer first. Give you guys at least a little bit of an overlook or an insight into the trailer. If you haven't seen it yet, it is such a beautiful game. But quick to talking, let's keep going for it. So, seeing this is my third time watching it here, you can kind of tell the artwork is just absolutely amazing here. It looks absolutely just beautiful. This game's gonna automatically be very, very successful. So I'm kind of banking on that. Okay, don't quote me on it, but I'm banking on it. But look at this. We got the fantastic visuals. Story looks amazing. Original animation for your mobile device. Now, if you guys are familiar with Seven Deadly Sins Grand Cross, they did something similar to this as well with the actual gameplay footage where they showed cinematics, in which this is exactly how they're doing this game. So I have at least high hopes when it comes to at least this game here. I think it's going to be very good. We get some iconic moments here. One of the first few villains that we faced here, I guess you can call them. Very interesting. You get to also see a couple towns here, but I'll go more about that at the end. But look at how amazing it looks, man. Looks fleshed out. Everything. Everything looks great. And of course we have this. Asta running through town. It looks absolutely beautiful. I hope it doesn't turn out how the other Black Clover looked, at least played a little bit. For those who know which game I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. But I feel like this is going to be a great game. Now this is one of the main things that I wanted to talk about here as well. But you'll see what I'm talking about here. But look at that, we got the Wizard King there just chilling, everyone vibing here. Loving the groups. Now they're already going into like the Lich section kinda, which is very interesting here. But I can see with this game, they're going to be trying to pop out with a couple hype units, just a couple looking ones, such as we have a few that should be coming up in a second. Yes, 3 SSRs right there that flash by. We'll go back to them so you guys will be able to know which ones, which they're most likely going to be our first few that we're running into. So that'll be interesting. Looks like an ultimate right there, so that's absolutely beautiful. And this is just one of the few things that I definitely like about this. It definitely looks like it's going to be a very, very fun game when it comes down to it here. So let's go ahead and actually just go through a little bit of this. I think we only have a little bit more for the whole trailer for here. Yeah, we have about a minute left. But look at how amazing this looks. Like, I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I could try and hype this up a little bit more, but it's just one of those few things that like I feel like the game's gonna speak for itself when it comes out. I feel like it really is gonna speak for itself when it comes out, and so I'll save my comments to after this, just in case. All right, boom, bro. That looks clean. I have to admit, their cinematics looks absolutely just phenomenal. And then of course, part of our dang thumbnail right there. Looking beautiful as always. But alright, so that was the end pretty much of just the whole trailer here. At the end, they straight up just butt their fists together like they used to inside the anime here, and as little kids promising each other once again, of course, as rivals. And I have to admit, this was absolutely done amazing here for the trailer. Now that we go ahead and watch at least the trailer here, we're gonna go back a little bit here. So if we move back a little bit, just decent bit, let's go ahead and break down this trailer and pick it apart like we were going to here. Now, of course, as we're going through this, playing as the original animation, it's just like kind of It's just like how Seven Deadly Sins Grand Cross looks. Now, for those who are wondering, that the reason why it's like this is because the main person or the founder of how they did these 3D models and stuff like that, who made these, is actually going to be working on the same game here, which is actually going to be the same studio, which, if you guys didn't see at the beginning, is Vic Game Studios here. Now, this studio is very interesting because they do their things very, very well. They take everything into account when it comes to like animation and stuff like that. And so it can really be done first very, very well here. Now, where Asta was, of course, was at the at least the church where he was growing up at and stuff like that, where he was taken in. And that's probably going to be our starting point for the tutorial, of course. In which, if you guys didn't know that, is you can look here, we have at least a straight path. If you look on the mini map there, there's not too many places to at least go to. It looks like at the very top right of that mini map, we're able to at least go into the church, at least for like probably a semi side quest here. But we're able to take a little bit or a lot from this photo here. So we have our main currency. We can tell that at level 1 we do have stamina system, so it is just going to be a little bit of a stamina system here. So for those who don't like stamina systems and just thought it was going to be unlimited, I am sorry to admit that, but we are going to have something like that as well with Grand Cross. We can also see that we have a gold system here and see that we have some type of premium currency, which I'm guessing is the silver things right there as well. So this highly represents GC in a lot of ways here, and which is actually a really good thing here because we're getting a beautiful game, getting something with amazing layouts here, and it's pretty much the same. Now, this is a landscape game though, just primary landscape, and so we were able to move around a little bit freely here. Now, at the bottom right here, we can take into account a couple things. We have, of course, the chapter button here, if I'm right, which is the big button on the that's all covered in white, where you can just pull up the main menu, probably go to different worlds and stuff like that, look at the world map, things like that. We also have our inventory, which is the bag that's also up at the top by the mail area. And then we have a chat box at the top as well. Now, one thing that many people didn't notice with this as well is with the chat box, that can mean, of course, we already know guilds are probably going to be a thing in this game, but it also can mean world chat. One of the few things that Grand Cross, since some of you guys know me from there, one of the things that they did have was world chat, but they brought it too late. So I am expecting them to either have like a dialogue area to see the dialogue with the characters and or a world chat. So that is very much so. I'm thinking it's going to be seen very much a lot. I also think one of those icons at the bottom may be a wishing sim, so you might want to look at that and take that into account too. Now, this is going to be our first area. Our second area is pretty much going to be the beginning of the town here, or at least should be our third area. Technically in the second world, kind of how we have different worlds and junk like that for 7DS, this would be kind of in the second world, because if we remember throughout the story, before he even got here, they kind of had to go get their grimoires, in which that took place in a different area, in which Asta had to firstly make himself known as a little bit worthy to have a grimoire, in which was the 5 Clover. Now, I'm not going to say anything. If you haven't seen it, you haven't seen it, but just be warned, when the game does come out, spoilers are going to be tossed around left and right, because they already are showing a lot of them anyways. So, there's an interesting few things with this. So we already have our grimoire. This should be the second town. We got people to talk to by the looks of it. Different like side quests. As you can tell, this has a name tag over here. So that might be a side quest over there or something right there. Or at least be able to interact with the people, which is very interesting. It does say NPC contents. So that is very interesting to see there. And we also get to see at level 2, you get 5 extra stamina. So I am guessing that levels was going to be like pretty dang high. When we're first beginning, I feel like level 60 or level 70 will be our level cap, at least if they're doing it anyway like that for our actual player level cap, in which by the looks of it we get 5 stamina per level, which that's very interesting to see and very something that you might want to take into account of when it comes to playing this game. Now, going a little bit further into it, at least to something that's a little bit more interesting, we have, of course, some cutscenes with some of our characters, of course, here. But here's one of the main things. Create your own team using most powerful mages. So usually a team can, of course, go with 3 or 4 people if we're going for an actual fleshed out team instead of 2. So with this, I'm expecting to see at least a 3 or 4 party type of deal. Now, what furtherly backs this, when I'm thinking this, of course, here, to be more of a straightforward thing here, is if we go up, right there it is. If we go up, we can see this is a story mission, right? Which we had to take down big boy over there. Now, there's 4 people running in at the same time. Normally for GC, or normally for other games like this, you have 3 people, especially when it's like a little bit of a PvE, PvP type of deal, which there is going to be PvP in this game most likely. It's going to be 3 people onto the stage. But I clearly see 4 here. Now, if we look at Magna, right here, he's on his vehicle, of course, right here. So what we can take is our main 3 people who are actually going to be fighting are the 3 with their grimoires already out here. Now, let's go ahead and look back at it here just to make sure. We have 4 grimoires out, but Magna's still on the vehicle. So that what we can pretty much say is he most likely is going to be the 4th slot, or either Luck onto the right is going to be the 4th slot, in which we'd have our 3 main characters, which would be Asta, Magna, and Noelle, or either Noelle, Asta, and Luck. We would have them 3 most likely in the front with someone in the back if we're following that logic here. So that's pretty interesting to see that we do know, or at least our team cap is going to be either 3 or 4 players, most likely 3 on the stage at once. 4 would seem a little too crowded, even for PvP wise. Now, we also get a flash of some ultimates here. If you guys didn't notice how those look, that was Magna ultimate, and then this one is Lux ultimate. You can clearly see how like this space and everything has changed. It looks like a whole different background, and it ends with that little flashy look, of course. This is like that iconic ultimate type of deal. Same happens with Noelle. She's in a whole different space. It's not detailed too much with the background. It's just straight up an ultimate here. And so it looks very amazing when it comes off here. Absolutely amazing here. And that is also our Asta. So we have multiple Astas in here. If we look, we have that base Asta, and then if we look at here, this should be another ultimate that could possibly be a thing. That Asta right there. So with that being said, we do have confirmed at least 2 Astas as well, and we get to also see a little couple rarities. Now, a key thing about the rarities here, they start off as a R unit, and they're based on seasons. So there will be duplicates of these characters. If you guys did not get that, there's going to be a decent bit of duplicates. Duplicates is going to be a one and done type of deal, which is actually going to be very interesting to see. Now, they start off at level 0 or level 1 with a cap of level 20. I think they can at least go up a decent bit. Now, the 0 out of 50 most likely is our EXP gauge. You can get that probably through different mats or different just level ups with PvE. That's most likely going to be the deal. Now, the stars at the top could possibly be Awakening, or it could be a duping system. Now, the reason why I'm saying this is because for this game, we do know that the characters are going to have, they're most likely going to have dupes. It's most likely going to make them a little bit stronger. And so this is very interesting to see what this actually can be, seeing this, their base stats. Their base stats are kind of low, right? Even for just upgrading, they're kind of low. So you would think the only possible thing would either be a Awakening system, a duping system, or a limit break system. Because if you think about it, the first star is not even there here. We can have 20, then 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, and that can be the highest. Or we can do something different. Now, the reason why I don't think it's the limit break system is because if we go to our SRs, right? We go to a little bit of our SSRs and SRs here. I want to get a flash of the SR real quick, just for you guys. Yes, sir. For our SR, it's still the same amount of stars, but they start at level 4. They're able to go to level 40, and it's still the same amount of stars. So it cannot be possibly a limit breaking system. In fact, this would have to be just a duping or a awakening system. Those are the only 2 things that we can draw at least some information from. We also get a flash of a couple SR characters to the right, so you're able to see who's going to be SRRs and stuff like that. But our first 2 SSRs here are William, and I keep forgetting homie down there, the second one. Keep forgetting him. But with these 2, of course, their level limit is at 60. And it's the same thing for them. They're just higher combat class. And we can kind of see that the highest combat class might very well be him here. I can't remember his name. I one of you guys can tell me inside the comment section, please do, because I literally forgot all about him. But you can tell by combat class different characters are going to be wanted. If this is going to be a banner, he's probably going to be the first person you kind of want to re-roll for. And so it's going to be great to get him, especially seeing that this game most likely is going to be off of combat class related systems. Especially since if you look back here and you definitely look at the R's, combat class for them is like 17k, 18k, 16k, 70k, and it slowly goes up depending on the rarity and depending on the character themselves. Some might be more defensive, some might be more attacking wise, and you kind of get to notice that as well. Now, another small thing, if you did miss it, this is the last thing for the video, so you guys just pay attention to this. I won't be talking for much longer any soon, but one of the main things here is if you look to the right, each of them have a different symbol. Now, Williams has like a little bit of a cross-looking type of deal, in which, of course, it could be referencing somehow their affiliation, but it wouldn't make sense because Black Bulls have nothing to do with homie down there, Mr. Buha. Keep forgetting his dang name, but he has nothing really affiliated with them. So I can only see those as class type units. Now, William here, we shouldn't know any of his actual powers here. So what I'm suspecting for them to be is like a leader skill or like a leader position type of deal. And he's like more of a support unit. We have our other people such as whole homeboy right here, which I could see more of a attacker of a sort. Of course, he has the higher CC here, and you can tell by the symbol, it looks like kind of a sword going down into a grimoire, in which it looks like he has a little bit more extra attack than normal compared to other these people. Now, with Noelle here, she's particularly has a shield, in which for some reason I would think this is probably like a defender type of class here, which we will be able to actually kind of take and think about that just a little bit, because certain characters can't do certain things. It looks kind of like a shield, and if we know from Noelle from season 1, she was definitely a support character, definitely a person who was like, just like, I'll try to protect my friends, but at the same time, it always backfired on her. So in some sort, I definitely see her more as a defender instead. And then we have Yuno and them who are a little bit attackers, but not brute force like the SSR that I showed earlier. But those are all the things that I can pretty much break down. I hope you guys learned some new info from this. If you did, please do hit that like button for me. We're going to be trying to post at least every day. I think I have another video coming out for you guys very, very soon. So look forward to that. And my name is Blazefer, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.